Good evening, everyone. Let me make sure I figure out where where I am doing echoing here. Give me one moment. Good evening, everyone. I'll go make sure. Hello. Give me a moment here because apparently I'm echoing in another video. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because we have a whole new setup here, so
Yeah.
let me make sure that. Oh, I think I know where it is. It's the only spot that I messed up. Okay. That's why is it doing that? Oh, where in the world am I at? Oh, that's where it is. Okay. How are you doing, Malik? In the meantime,
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am doing pretty good. Okay. Let's see. No, that's on pause too. There we go. Okay, I found it. I found the evil in this. Okay, it cannot, I don't know what that was. Okay. So now, are you able to hear me now that I cut all that out?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear all that echoing and everything too?
No, I couldn't hear any echoing, but I heard you clear though.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. Good news. I don't know if they could. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, when you speak, then you show up. So anyway, how was your 2 weeks off? Because I know that I was working in a new system, as you can see. I'm preparing for something much bigger and better. Um, how are you doing? How did you make out during the couple of weeks?
It was pretty good. I don't got any complaints.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're gonna see. We are definitely going to see how you make out with our monologue that we're starting. But first, I want to just throw in the introduction. I'm Dr. Samuel Lombardo, with the executive director and CEO of SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. And if you are interested, you could follow us during our live training. And if you're interested in wanting to be in the Zoom training with us, you can do so. Just send me an email. Well, send it to me through the chat because I'm following you guys on the chat, and I'll go ahead and send you the link. Until then, we do have Malik. I'm from Michigan, and that's as far as I will go, who has been training with us for a couple of weeks now. And to tell us what it is that, tell us what you're getting from it thus far. Let's go there. Let's see what we have going for you.
What you have done for me so far?
Yeah, like what is the process? What all have you learned thus far?
Pretty much the ins and outs of the industry. how to speak to people, how to communicate in like a more business matter way. Also things on like everything I need to know about modeling and everything I need to know about acting, as far as like how it would be when I go into a audition setting, things that would be expected of me in both categories, pretty much a lot of stuff basically. But I can go more in depth about it. Like you've given me tips on trademarking and things. I learned things about opening a clothing line, how to memorize monologues. I read my first monologues with you guys. Things like facial expressions and how to express myself when reading the monologues. Also with the modeling poses, walks, and just really how to present myself with everything I want to do. A lot of presentation, basically.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question too. And yes, that is true. In the beginning phases of training, what I always do is I like to introduce the ins and outs of the business so that we can get that out of the way and focus on more of the more narrow topics to get you ready and prepared. And I think we're heading in that direction. Now, speak to those who are skeptical, because of course, we all have that skepticism at some time. How do you handle the skepticism and whispers in your ears? What do you do about that so that you can make yourself presentable and prepared? Explain that process. Like, explain what you have done to get out of that. Let's put it that way, because you've been there at one point or another.
Yeah, I've been pretty skeptical myself about opportunities and how far could this take me, basically. But anything about naysayers, anything of that nature, you just really got to turn your ears off and play deaf, because nobody knows what's in store for you, but you. Well, you don't even know, but you can take the opportunity, do your best, and just see what the outcome is. Yeah, you don't know what could happen, but you also don't know what could happen. So I believe you should try it.
Yeah. And the other thing is what we don't know, we can't really determine. We can
Right.
take action and make it happen. That's why there's so many other opportunities too. So like even while we're doing the training, you can freelance. I'm not stopping you from going out there, getting other jobs if you see that you're developing. And that's really what we want you to do anyway. We want you to be prepared and actually get ready for when the real jobs do come knocking at your door, or the collaborations, they come to you and not necessarily knocking at your door legitimately, but you get what I'm getting at, or literally, should I say. But on a more legitimate side of things, you want to focus more on being able to, because the skepticism will be there. The idea is to move from that because you have a goal in mind and the goal fits with your intention, and you don't want to, you want to be careful about validating, but you want to also be careful of allowing your skepticism to throw fear at you. And so that way, then the more fluent you get with preparation and communication and showing yourself, you'll be able to make a better performance for yourself and in front of others. And that's what we're going to do today. How prepared are you?
I'm as prepared as I'm gonna be. I read over it a lot. I watched a video on how the other guy did it and how he expressed himself, and I'm gonna do my best. That's all I can say.
Okay, so what we'll do now, were you able to write it out and all that just in case to where
Yeah.
you don't have to like gleam into the screen like
Yep. I got it.
what we'll do is we'll try by memory. It's okay. You might look funny for a minute. That's fine. The
Okay.
idea is to see how much you know and what character you can put into it to see if you understand the character. Then we're going to do it again with you actually looking at the monologue. Okay. And actually really knocking at the window. So don't be scared. I'm going
Yep.
to telling you cut, cut, cut if it doesn't sound right, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, excellent. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna let you run the show right now.
Okay.
And don't forget the title and don't forget who's talking.
The title of the monologue is called At the Party. I don't remember who I'm playing though. Do you remember his name?
Tom?
Tom. Okay. The
Yeah.
monologue is At the Party, and I'm going to be acting out as Tom. Okay. Because I don't have it memorized, but I'm going to say what I think I know. All right. Okay. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely. I don't have it memorized, so it's hard to keep going if I don't have the next words. But I always remember that part. One more time. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? For years. Oh no. See, I'm missing parts.
Now I want you to do the first two lines up to where you say you see, but I want you to like say it like he's really saying that. Okay, let's do that part because it seems like you kind of have it. You just have to you have to express and project
A
more
little more. Okay.
fluently. Yeah, like you're in that character.
All right. All right. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney. Oh, see, I don't have it in my brain like it should.
It's going there. It's going. I loving it. I'm loving it thus far. It's a trick to get to these monologues. Let me share the screen, but you can look at it now. And we're going to be kind of exercising this a lot. So you'll probably start memorizing or at least remembering pieces.
Yep.
And the reason that I have you starting by memorization and then looking at it is so that you can actually just glimpse at it and you know, oh, this is the next section. So it's almost like you have it memorized where you just need a glimpse at it, right?
Right.
So let me go ahead and share this screen. And then we'll follow through. Share the screen. Okay. Now I'll let you have the floor again in regards to the monologue. I want you to like put the character in it now, okay? And then
Okay.
try to remember some of the last paragraph that you need a little bit of help with.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everyone was discreetly pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you, for years I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever I see him out at gatherings, it was always the same. At some point during the party, I would run into him and he would pass a nasty comment. But he would do it with a smile in a high-minded way. Well, tonight is when I got my revenge. And you saw his face. You saw it, didn't it? It dropped right to the floor. And I love watching him squirm like the worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam come from his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling from his forehead, it was beautiful. Was that all right?
Almost. Now I want you to practice facial expression. So instead of just focusing on the hands, because there's a lot of hand signal, so you want to body language. You want to like look away where it's right. You want to. So I'm going to give you an example. For years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him at gatherings, it was always the same. At some point during the party, I've run into him and he'd pass a comment. And it was always a nasty comment, but he'd do it with a smile and it in a high mighty way. Well, tonight I got my revenge and you saw his face drop right to the floor. And I love watching him squirm like the worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam coming out of his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling out from his forehead, it was beautiful. You think you can start throwing some facial expressions in there?
Yeah, let me try it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I always smile. I don't know why I'm always smiling.
Yeah, like this is a little bit of sarcasm, and then there, but you want to be careful as to whether you actually smile versus a sarcastic smile.
Okay. All right, watch it. All right. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on, it felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. What happened?
So in this one, this is where you can actually have a sarcastic smile. So you could be like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose?
Okay.
See?
All right. I loved it. Oh, I absolutely loved it. Come on. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody, it was discreetly pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you, for years I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever I see him at gatherings, it was always the same thing. At some point during the party, I'd run past him and he'd pass a nasty comment. And it was always in a high-minded way. Well, tonight is when I got my revenge. And you saw it, right? You saw his face drop right to the floor. And I loved it. I love watching him squirm like the worm he is. Just struggling to keep it together. And I swore I noticed steam coming from his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling from his forehead, it was beautiful.
There you go. See that sarcasm starting to prop up. See, that's how you want to do it. So now we're going to take it instead of we're going to do the expression, body motion, and then we want to make this sound expressive. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, we're gonna improvise where appropriate. Like for example, where does it say? I'll do it real quick. For years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him in the gatherings, it was always the same. Same. At some point during the party, I've run into him and he passed a comment, and it was always a nasty comment, but he'd do it with a smile and a high mighty way. Well, guess what? Tonight I got my revenge. And you saw his face drop right to the floor. And I loved watching him squirm like a worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam coming out of his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling out from his forehead. Ah, it was beautiful. You think you could do that?
Yeah, let me try it.
All right. Hey, you tried it the last time and you got in smack on. Let's see if we can add the expressions with the voice expression.
All right, all right. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody, it was discreetly pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you, for years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him out at gatherings, it was always the same old thing. At some point during the party, I'll run into him and he pass a nasty comment, and he'll do it with a smile in a high-minded way. Well, tonight is when I got my revenge. And you saw his face drop right to the floor. And I love watching him squirm like the worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam come from his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling from his forehead, it was beautiful. That one wasn't that good, though. I don't like that.
Yeah, but I've heard a little bit more coming from the story than I've seen in the expression. So that is a little bit true. So when you're acting it out, like, okay, let's assume I'm coming up on set, right? I'm gonna actually act this out at the best of my ability right now. All right. All right. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on, it felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man, and to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody and so discreetly was pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you. Okay, for many years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him at the gatherings, it was always the same. At some point during the party, I've run into him and he passed a comment, and it was always a nasty comment, but he do it with a smile and a high mighty way. Well, guess what? Tonight I got my revenge. And you saw his face drop right to the floor, and I loved watching him squirm like a worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam coming out from his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling out from his forehead. It was beautiful. What do you think about that?
It was good.
All right, you want to mimic that?
Let me try it.
All right.
All right. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody, it was discreetly pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you, for years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him
Okay,
at a guy,
yeah.
okay.
Okay. So let's do the first two lines real quick. So I'm coming up on scene. It's my turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Come on, it felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody and so discreetly was pure bliss. It was a dream of mine, let me tell you. Now, you're going to tell him, okay? Or you're not going to tell him, but you're going to tell her is what I meant to say. So then you go into like, for years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him at gathering, it was always the same. At some point during the party, I've run into him and he'd pass a comment. And it was always a nasty comment, but he'd do it with a smile and a high mighty way. Well, guess what? I got my revenge tonight. And you saw his face drop right to the floor. And I love watching him squirm like a worm he is, struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam coming out of his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling out of his forehead. It was beautiful. Now, so up to here, it's a little bit of sarcasm. So you're coming up on the scene with this idea of that's something good to tell you. All right. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then it slows down. Like you don't want to laugh through the whole thing because the whole thing wasn't technically funny if you see the whole show. So it's like, I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on this baloney right in front of everybody and so discreetly was pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you. That then begins the story. When you say it was a dream of mine, let me tell you. Then you go in there and you start talking about like all the stuff that was going on. Okay. Let's see you mimic it again.
Okay. All right. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Come on, it felt good, didn't it? Didn't it feel good to rub it in Jack's big nose? I cannot stand that man. And to call him out on his baloney right in front of everybody was discreetly pure bliss. It was a dream of mine. Let me tell you, for years, I've been wanting to get that guy. Whenever we see him at gatherings, it was always the same thing. At some point during the party, I run into him and he passed a comment. And it was always a nasty comment, but he'd do it with a smile in a high-minded way. Well, tonight I got my revenge. And you saw his face. You saw it drop right to the floor. And I love watching him squirm like the worm he is. Struggling, just struggling to keep it together. I swore I noticed steam come from his collar. That's how good I got him. And the sweat bubbling from his forehead, it was beautiful.
There you go.
That was okay.
What I want you to do to prepare for Tuesday is I want you to, because by Saturday, this next Saturday, what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to have to practice this week, but I'm gonna cut the video into sections because I want to record you in actually performing this monologue. So you're going to stand in a nice, clear, clean spot, and you're going to actually act it out. You can use the words in front of you, but not as if you could just stare at them. They're going to be there to help you guide you along to the next step. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. But then I think you should be good to go with this. And then sometime in the middle of the week, I'm going to send you another monologue that you can actually enjoy reading. And now you can get that one prepared. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus literally on monologues till we get 3 of them readily available for recording, and then actually have everything set up for your portfolio. So no rush in actual pictures and things yet. We're still in the training phase, just so that you know that.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that you have at least 3 very good recordings, and I think that this is a very good way to actually do it. And it will help through the training process to be able to do that. And then you'll be on your own. You could find some monologues and then actually start acting them out, and add them to our video section. Okay, so now our next thing of business today is wanting to talk about your biography. Now, I'm going to read it as it is right now.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to share with you one that actually is a biography. And then you let me know if they are actually the same. Okay. Okay. So this one, Malik Banks, we'll talk about the way that you want to introduce yourself in a moment. But let's just go ahead and read the paragraph that you sent to me. My dream is to become someone I thought I never could be, someone my family could be proud, someone the world could be proud of. I grew up on movies. I recite movie lines in my everyday conversations. Acting gives me the opportunity to be someone else for a day. It gives me a outline to express myself in ways I usually don't, and take me out of my comfort zone I know so well. Excellent. Model allows me. Now, there is a pure reason why I smile as I'm reading through these, because it's very important to understand the process of biographies, and you kind of have the gist of it, but there is some cleaning that you have to do.
Yeah, I think you know what I meant to say in some of those words, but I don't know if it was autocorrect or what, because I was typing it fast.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if this came like from the phone or something and it was autocorrect, or even if you're speaking it, because I know some folks will do that. They'll speak it and then put it into the thing and then copy and paste it. But what happens is it doesn't come out clearly, so then it starts sounding like this next section. Listen to that. So model allows me to show my creative side, matching different styles and colors. I like that, actually. That's awesome that you wrote that in there. Always make me feel good. It always has not only wearing the clothes, but going to the mall and different stores, putting the outfit together can make a horrible day a great day. Uh, I'm firm believer in retail therapy. Okay. I'd like you to define that for me. I love it so much. I believe I can bring that creative energy to a magazine or even big screen, as some people like to say. SLMTA is my first step into the process of achieving the success that I dream of having, but I know it won't be my last step. I appreciate Samuel, CEO of SLMTA, for working with me and believing in me. SLMTA is thoroughly working me to help improve the areas I need to work on, and we're both in high hope, and we're both in high hopes of getting me to a point where I can showcase what I have to offer, and I'm forever grateful. I've been training and researching a lot in those two lines of work to figure out how I can make this dream a reality. I have a lot of goals to accomplish, but I'm here and ready to work towards this dream. Okay, now here is what a biography sounds like. So that is that is your biography.
Mhm.
And then our example is going to be this. Now, her name is Joanne Smith for the example. All right. I am Joanne Smith, and for the last 6 years now, by the way, before I even go into this, I want to make sure that the information that you're putting in will represent and is consistent to what your references would be. So if you have no references, then you would just stick with the bottom line issue, and that is where you could possibly showcase an SLMTA. But I'm just going to give you an example of how this looks for yourself. I am Joanne Smith, and for the last 6 years, I worked as a I worked as a photo model. I have a huge passion for acting, and I love being in front of the camera. I mainly shoot fashion, swimwear, and lingerie, but I also enjoy creative projects like body paint or dress up. I am currently modeling for XYZ Model Agency and individual photographers. My photos were published in ABC and CBA magazine, and I was part of La 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 campaign. Again, this is because it's a sample. All right. I am available for photo shoots in California, available to travel to other destinations in the US. Then you start in the next paragraph, you start talking a little bit about yourself. I am tall, 5'11", long hair, natural brunette with tan skin, which makes me a good model for swimwear and lingerie. Swimwear and lingerie photos. I enjoy working with photographers and agencies that have a creative approach. I bring my energy and passion for modeling to every project I worked on. For more information and a portfolio of my works, please contact me at. Now, in your case, sign with an agency, you would say, like, for more information and a portfolio of my work, please contact my agency at, blah, 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 at emailaddress.com. So how do you like the sample? Does that sound more flowing?
Yeah, it's short, but it's straight to the point. And I see the difference. I see the big difference. When you said a biography, I really truly didn't know what you were expecting, and I never seen a biography for this type of matter. So when I think of biography, I think of like life story or autobiography, like something of that nature. So I just really went off the top and just got something on paper. But
All right.
now I see a biography is more like you're telling your strong suits. Like I see that she spoke on what she looks like what she's done, what she likes out of photography, and things of that nature. Like her points were a lot different, basically.
Yeah. So what you could say in your case, and that's why I was gonna like help you with this. If you have pen and paper, I'll explain it. So like your first sentence would sound something like this. You know, I am Malik, and then your last name. And for what, how many years do you think this would have been for you that you were dreaming of becoming a model?
I could say 1 year. Honestly, 1 year. Like, I enjoy, wearing different clothes and all that, and like just being stylish, high fashion, things of that nature. But
So
as far as believing in, wearing it for the world, only about a year. But I like it so much, I believe I can do it, basically.
yeah, that's fine. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to work your biography as if it sounds like something without underestimating yourself, but not over exerting yourself to the point where you've been here and there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what you want to do is you want to say, something in the lines of, I am Malik Banks, and for the past couple of years, I had this dream of becoming a model. Now you could just put it as that. I have this dream of becoming a model. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, I have a huge passion for acting, and I love you know what I mean? Now, don't steal these words because these are just specific. So in your case, what you want to say is you have this dream of becoming a model, right? For the past years. But then at the same time, you're going to say, you're going to showcase your passion. So you want a sentence that explains passion. Then you're going to say, now in this case, you haven't shot for anything, so you can't say that you shoot fashion, swimwear, and lingerie, but you could say that I have interest in. You see what I'm getting at? See the difference? I have interest in. And then the interest is going to be based off of what you have written in the analysis sheet. Do you remember what you wrote in the analysis sheet? Like fitness model, swimwear, and a couple other ones in there. So what you would do is say, I have interest, I have passion and interest is for swimwear, fitness, fit, etc.
Well, honestly, I have a higher passion for the clothes more than the swimwear. I think I'm able to do it, but it's not something that I'm like, I want to wear the swimsuit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I'm giving you an example because I'm looking at what she has here. So these are just samples, but this is how you want your biography to flow. So yeah, you could say I have here's a good thing. I have a strong passion to work with photographers and agencies that will allow for me to showcase different designs and different clothing. You see why I'm getting? And then you could say, have a passion for swimwear and fitness or what have you, um, as another goal. And that's where you could list acting as well. You know what I mean? That would be your second sentence. And then you would say, I am currently modeling for, in this case, you would put SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. You never want to shorten the name because the first time that it's used in the paragraph. If it happens again, then you could say SLMTA. In this case, it wouldn't have to. So I'm currently modeling for SL Models and Talent Agency LLC and individual photographers. So you could say things like, and we have an interest for individual photographers and magazines and showcases where I can showcase things like that. That would be your next sentence. And then in this case, since you do not have photos that are published anywhere yet, we could add, I have an interest in becoming part of the MAAI showcase. Why? Because some of what we're already doing, and by the way, I have to mention this since I brought this up. SL Models and Talent Agency for New Faces is now a member agency for MAAI out of New York. Okay. They are world renowned as well. Now, the New Face division, we send them to showcase and go to conventions. This year, their showcase is virtual. So that's why we're trying to get you to get some photos done and get the recordings, because then your exposure is going to be with like their agencies and their casting directors and all that. So you'll be getting exposure a little bit ahead of time than what we thought that you would be getting it. And so that's how that would go. So in this case, you could put in the next sentence, because that's what we're preparing you for, is that you have a strong desire to be part of the MAAI campaign. Okay. Or MAAI showcase, excuse me. You want to say showcase and convention. And then you could say, so where would you be available for photo shoots? Where do you think you would be available? We could say that you're available in Michigan, right? But then, are you willing to travel to other destinations in the US?
Yes.
Okay, so then this one you could almost copy word for word, because it's literally, so you could say, let's make our own sentence up. Well, and are you available international? Would you be willing to travel internationally if you needed to?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to say is, I'm available for photo shoots in Michigan, but I'm also available to travel in other world-renowned destinations, including the United States. Be done. That's paragraph number 1. And then you're going to put something like, you're going to flow with yourself a little bit on this one.
You said world renowned. How you spell renowned?
Oh, RENOWNED.
You said REO?
REN,
Mhm.
down, OWNED.
World, willing to travel to world renowned destinations?
Destinations including the United States, yes. Including through the United States. There you go. We could fix it again. The grammatical errors I'm not too worried about. I just want to see how the paragraphs are going to flow. Then we'll worry about semantics and grammatical issues after. And then there'll be another paragraph. Um, now she says, I am tall, 5'11". We don't necessarily have to go with this particular flow. So she basically is consistent about who she is that makes her want to do the things that she's looking to do, swimwear and lingerie. In your case, you could probably just address who you are. You could say, you know, I am tall, and give like your height, and like your hair color, and then you can reinitiate, like instead of saying which makes me a good model for swimwear and lingerie photo, you could say, I find this, you know, something like, I find this to help with, I don't know, like what type of well, that's another part of our training for another time. And that's gonna be what types of modeling that you actually could do. Because you would need to know what type of modeling you can do to really fulfill how you can answer this. But for the now, you could just end it with, you know, I am tall, 5'11", long hair, natural brunette, with tan skin, or whatever you are comfortable with in writing into that sentence. And then we can redo that sentence once we actually know what type of model you can be, because you actually need to know that. Some folks will try to tell me I want to be a runway haute couture model, but the problem is either they were too old, or B, they didn't meet the height and weight requirements even. So there are different types of things that you have to know about that. And then after that, then you could just put here something along the lines of, I enjoy working with photographers and agencies that have a creative approach. How would you write that in your own words? How would that fit for you?
I enjoy working with photographers and directors that have a free mind, or an open mind.
Yeah, this is where you need to know your branding.
Mhm.
It's important to understand branding when it comes to modeling, because this is what's going to let us know what you're comfortable with. Also, what you're more focused on, those kind of things, right?
Right.
For now, yeah, you could say, I enjoy working with photographers and directors that have a free, open mind. You could write something like that, because it's all going to be really temporarily. Things are going to start opening up, and then your biography is going to start changing. You know what I mean? Not like completely change. It's going to change to the point to where, instead of it being a dream, that you're actually doing something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I bring my energy and passion from modeling to every project I work on. Now, how would you say that for modeling, fashion, and acting?
I kind of said that same thing in my bio, in a way.
Yeah, so find that. Find that thing, but make sure that you list it. Like, you want to say something like, I bring energy and passion for modeling, fashion, and acting to every project I work on. Because you want to list the three, because you want to, you have an eye for fashion, but you also have an interest in modeling and then acting. you're gonna be a triple threat to the SLMTA. Once we are through with this. Okay. And then the last and final piece, which everybody writes this anyway, so it's not even a copyright scenario. You could put in here, for more information and a portfolio of my work, please contact, you know, you can say my name and at, SLMT agency@gmail.com. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
so say something like, if you want to reach me, you can reach me at.
yeah. Instead of it saying like, please contact me, because you'll have all kinds of people trying to contact you, and it really wouldn't be feasible for you, especially if some of the client, there are some people that will claim they are clients wanting to collaborate with you and then try to infringe on you, like photos and things like that. So what we basically say is, for more information and a portfolio of my work, something like that, I might be able to fix that when you get that to me. Please contact, Dr. Samuel Lombardo at slmtagency.com. And that's it. That's the end of the whole biography piece. Now, did you have any questions pertaining to the biography?
What did we speak on? What was the second to what was the second point? I know you said it was 3. What was the second one? I have the one where we talk about what I look like, my height, hair color, and that. Then I have the one where it says I enjoy working with, like free spirit or open-minded directors and photographers. But it was another one before the ending. I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, okay, so there was for the second paragraph, you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was tall hair and skin or whatever you're comfortable in writing to make that sentence work. And then there's um, I enjoy working with photographers and agencies that have a creative approach, and you changed that to having an open and open mind, I believe it was, something like that. And then the third thing in this was, I bring energy and passion for, and that's why I was telling you about the triple threat with the modeling, fashion, and acting. You want to list the 3 on there, and you could write, like, change a sentence to make it sound like yours. That's the one that you said that you already had in your bio. And I told you just to kind of find where that sentence is. And then, the last paragraph would just be one sentence. It would be, for more information and a portfolio of my works, please contact, Samuel Lombardo at slmtagency@gmail.com. We might get done a little bit earlier tonight because I only really planned these 2, and then we were going to do some improv and then maybe do a Q&A for anything that you might have, like, other questions for in the process. Are you ready to do some improv?
What exactly is improv again?
Okay,
But
so
yeah, I'm all for
improv
it.
is,
I'm all for it.
Okay. Oh yeah. You know what? There's one other thing that I did want to touch base on. If you can, redo those other 5 photos, the first 5 photos that we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but then see if you can add in the next 5. So we have, let's see here. I know I'm scrolling too fast. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now the next ones that we have are the sitting poses. And I figure this would be probably very nice because it's literally a nice time. Now I know down here we're like hovering around the 70. So I don't know about up there, like if it's warming up or not.
The sun is out, but the temperature is peaking at like 50 degrees on a good day. But it's real windy too on some days too. So I'll try to catch one of the days in between the meetings and just pick the best day to do it, basically. Check the weather or something.
Okay. Yeah, because eventually what we want to try to do, I'm working on perhaps getting you to get your test shoot and training with Rachel right around the end of March. That's what it sounds like it will be, right around the end of March. So it's not a rushy rush type of thing. We were talking about earlier, but it is coming, and that's why I wanted to try to see if you can get some of these photos done and kind of, and I could try to share with you what you need to still work on before you get in touch, with Rachel. So this would be your sitting pose and then the thinker. Now the thinker, if you remember, let's talk about the sitting pose real quick. The sitting pose, again, is where you're looking away. You may have your sunglasses on, something like that, but you're looking away. Face is still aimed at the camera. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, you get a cold shot in the face even though he's looking away.
Exactly. So that's what you want to do. The thinker is the same way, except that it's like literally up front and close. Okay. So you have where the guy is looking at the camera. You could tell he's looking at the camera, but at the same time, he's not focused on the camera. He's thinking.
It's like he's looking through the camera,
Yeah.
like past it. He's
Yeah.
facing it though.
Like he's spaced out. He's like trying to figure out what does he see in the camera lens, you know?
Yeah.
It's the kind of look that I get from that. And then this one is joyous. This one, be creative. It's called crossed legs. Another powerful look with a laid back vibe is to have the model cross their legs. So like, think of some creative spot, really fun creative spot, and just have fun with this picture.
Okay.
Then you're gonna have the backwards chair. I think this one you've already did. I could be wrong.
So I did the one when he's sitting on it and his arms are crossed.
Okay, yeah, that's further up. This one is where the same chair that you used is gonna be, it'll be the same way, but the chair is going to be in front of you instead of you sitting in it, and you're going to be crossing your leg over and like kind of leaning but straight on the chair, as you can see.
Yeah.
And then
That's it.
and then this is the one that you did. So you were a little bit you were a little bit ahead. but that would be the other one with the cross arms. So yes, you was ahead. And then the other one is going to be similar to that new one that you just did. This would be the last one where you're sitting on a step, but you're kind of leaning on the wall or something. So if you could find a nice spot like this would probably be like one of the universities downtown Grand Rapids or something. You might be able to get a nice picture like this done there.
Mhm.
And then after that, then we will focus on the other poses. So that's all I want you to do. So revise the other poses like we mentioned before, and then get started on these ones. And when you actually submit them to me, do two separate emails. One email with the first 5 poses, and then another email with the second 5 poses, okay? Because the first 5, you pretty much got down packed. I just told you you needed to clean them up a little bit. The second stack and second 5 is going to be new. So I don't want to like spend a lot of time like going back and forth between different types of poses. So to save each of our time, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
A good plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any questions about the other poses that you sent before?
Not really. Just because we already went over them. So the best thing I can do is attempt to do them and then take your feedback.
Yeah. And that's basically what we're going to do. Like, I don't want to board you in this because it's kind of hard to do pose training online without actually being in an office where someone can act it out in front of you while it's actually happening. And even still, it will look good on my end for you to follow it. But if you're not actually doing it, it's not going to do too good. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so that's why we're trying to figure out the best solution. And and if what comes to you see you sooner, then let me know, because the whole point is that once you are comfortable with getting those photos done, then she kind of help you gear yourself to those poses that you basically need. She's already going to know about these poses. So it kind of helps you get an idea that this is kind of what I want to look like. And then she will explain, because I will be showing her these same poses and what you need to do. But she will be able to explain it in a way where it's face to face. Okay. Um, and by the way, when you do that, it actually will include your online showcase with MAAI. So we will actually we would just have to have you sign a photo release with the MAAI. And then we could put like your videos of your acting and some of your photos right on their website. So you would be on the virtual convention. And then I'm gonna speak with Eric to see about, if there's anything that you would like to do with your hair or anything like that, because he's a hair and makeup artist and he does wonderful work. So he can get you prepared and ready for those shoots in a more professional way. Um, okay. Now that we got that all out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the share, and we're gonna go and have a little bit of fun. We should be done here very shortly, though. We're gonna do a couple of improvs. Now, improv is basically acting out what's the best way I want to put this? You'll want to, you, you're thinking on the spot. There you go. That's how I want to put it.
Okay.
So improvisation, and you know what? Let me also just get real with this.
Mhm.
I'm going to give you the actual definition because that way then it will actually help you. And this you could do at your own time as well. But I like to do this in a way because we have a few people that are following along with us as well. For those that are following. So what I'm doing now is we're basically going to be showcasing two improvs. Now, I remember you last week, or not last week, or 2 weeks ago, Malik, you were saying something about you can see yourself in some dramatic scene.
Yeah.
And then, but you like to be the one, like, you can't get the scary scene where you trip over the stick or something. So then we
Yeah.
something up to make that happen. Well, improv is literally doing all of that on the fly. It's
Okay.
an act of improvising or of composing, uttering, executing, arranging anything without previous preparation. So that means that I'm putting you on the spot. You're on the hot seat.
All right.
That's what that means.
I'm gonna do my best.
All right. I'm going to tell you the scene for the first one. I think you probably know where I'm going to be going with that. So I'm going to give you the scene for the first one, and you want to have the right facial expression and everything. So even though that it might seem like we're playing around, I want you to be as real as you can. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to have to cut and do it all over again because this is a
Okay.
dramatic scene. So you're my neighbor,
Okay.
and you are constantly worried about my dog going in your yard, eating up your flowers and your plants and crapping all over it. Okay? That's the scene.
Okay.
What happens is you see me walk and you're the first one to tell me anything. Okay? So I'm walking my dog, and what is it that you're gonna tell me?
Start now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're walking your dog and I have an issue with you. I have an issue with you
Every
tearing
single day, it eats all of your flowers, it craps in your yard, you step on it, on the sidewalk, everything. So apparently you, in this scene, let me be more specific. In this scene, you're walking out the door and you
Mhm.
step in it, but I was already walking past from
Okay.
the other way. All
And
right.
you're my neighbor or my next door neighbor?
No, your
The
next door,
difference.
yeah, your next door neighbor.
All right, so you live next door to me. Okay.
Yeah. So your next neighbor's dog that's flapping constantly over, you stepped in it, on the sidewalk, it eats your flowers and everything. That's the scene. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now tell me.
How would I address this? Okay.
Put yourself, before I do that, put yourself in the position that you're in an apartment now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just assume that it's not an apartment, it's a townhome, and your neighbors have dogs, and they constantly, what happens when you have to sit there and you gotta change your shoes every single day because you're stepping on their dog's crap? Okay. That's what you want to do. You put yourself into the character.
Okay. Okay. All right, let me stop laughing. Okay. Let me be serious.
Hmm. Hey, I'm walking and my dog walk past.
Okay. How would I address it? All right, so I'll be like,
It's always starting off that gets you, doesn't it?
hey, all right, I think I got
Once you
something.
get it and then I start, then.
I'm gonna just throw it out there. Okay. I'm gonna start the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Start it up. Hey, Samuel, I know it's your dog's poop I'm stepping in every day, and I'm kind of tired of it.
How are you going to tell me that my dog is?
I know it's your dog. You live right next door to me.
Yeah, but how many other dogs are there in this area that could be doing the same thing? I've actually stepped in dog crap every morning myself.
That's a good one.
I don't understand you, yo. What are you talking about my dog? He's stepping on my dog's crap every morning.
Well, you're the only one I see that walks a dog, and you never bring a bag to pick up poop. So where's the poop
Are
going?
you kidding me? I mean, look at the bag that this is the bag and it's like practically half full. How are you telling me that's my dog?
It has to be. No one else has a dog but you.
Look at the guy across the street there. Isn't he not walking his dog? Do you see a bag with him?
True enough, but I never see him walk past my house. You're the only one that comes by. You live
Oh
right
my
next door.
God, you are seriously kidding me right now. There
You
is
kidding me?
no way. There is no way. I'm sitting here right in front of you, plain sight. You're telling me that, what about your dog?
I don't have a dog.
Oh, you don't have a dog. Okay, then what's that thing that's crying then or whatever? What do I hear in there?
I don't know. It's probably the TV.
God, you really think I'm gonna believe that a TV can war like a dog and that I'm gonna believe that was not your dog?
That's besides the point. I know it's
Oh,
your dog.
besides the point, really? Besides the point?
Really, yes.
You have video of me sitting here with my dog where it's just laying its turds in your yard? Do you have a video to prove that?
As of now, no, but I'm going to watch you.
Okay, yeah.
Watch you.
Oh, you're going to watch me. Well, maybe I have an open watch dog or something.
Maybe we should start a dog watching community. Oh, man.
Start with you. It should start with you, with your dog, because that's where the problem is. You're the only one. I'd be walking up and down this road every time. The only time I'm being stopped is right in front of your place. Every single time. The dog turds in my yard. I stepped in it. I did that. I did that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to start the group myself, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this pooping.
Okay, so you're gonna start this thing yourself. Okay, and let me guess. Who's gonna be in it? You and your television that sounds like a dog?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the point of you stopping me and yelling and harassing me every single day about my dog turding in your yard.
I'm not harassing you. I know it's you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, and like I said, prove it. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna get the guy across the street that's walking his dog up and down the block, where I've been sitting there saying hello, hello, hello. My dog don't even crap in his yard, and you saw me walking across the street not too long ago. And if you didn't, then you were blind. Apparently, you need a dog watch, don't you? What, did the cat get your tongue?
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Tell you what, I'll see you tomorrow morning when you stop me again, Todd, about my dog turning in your yard.
All right, don't worry about it because I'll be watching.
I'm not. I guarantee you I'm not worrying about it.
We'll see.
Cut.
I couldn't stop laughing,
Man, no, it's all good. That's I mean, it's a process. You have to learn to be in the character of it. But that's the thing. You want to make sure, excuse me a minute. You want to make sure that you're putting yourself in the character of it. I think you did a pretty good job, nevertheless, for your first chance at improv. How about you? Do you want to we'll do more, but I'll let you start the scene. Tell me the scene and then I'll figure it out from there.
All right, you said tell you a scene.
Yeah, I'll let you do this one.
All right, so say we work at the same place, right? And in the break room, my lunch comes up missing often, and everybody's telling me it's you, right? So I come up and confront you. That's cool.
Yeah, so you're gonna confront me about missing lunch.
Yeah, basically,
Okay, and this is at your job?
yep, at work.
Okay, so I'm at your workplace, so I'm always stealing your lunch. Suppose
Co-work.
everybody saw me, and I'm supposed to. Okay, and so you're gonna confront me about your missing lunch.
Right.
Okay, I got it.
Or it could just be a drink or something.
No, we could do the lunch thing. That's fine. I got you.
All right.
Mm.
So how can I do it? All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, all right.
Hey, it's lunchtime. I'm here. Now what?
So
Okay, I got my Burger King cup.
all right, I think I got you. All right, so Sam, how was my lunch today?
How was your lunch? I wouldn't know.
Yeah, because Danny told me you ate my lunch again.
Danny? Dude,
Yeah, Danny
you
did.
eat more, huh?
Danny did. He told me he seen you eat my lunch again.
Yeah, that dude, man, let me tell you something. He eats more lunch. I don't think he even sits at work long enough to know that.
That doesn't matter. Danny told
What
me
do you
he
mean
saw
that
you eat
don't
my lunch
matter?
again.
There is no way I'm gonna be sitting there eating your lunch. I got my Burger King right here.
But you never bring a lunch. I've never seen
Yes,
you
I
bring a lunch.
did. Yes, I did. How you telling me? It's right here.
So you ate my lunch and your lunch?
Whoa. And let me tell you something, okay? There is no way I could fit all that lunch that you be making. No way. You come in there with like bags full of, I don't know what. I don't even know what the name of that stuff is. I don't, green stuff slimed up on something on top of another thing, and a sandwich wrapped up in uh, like, I don't understand this. Man,
Okay, so where did my lunch go? Did it walk out the break room?
I don't know. I don't babysit other people's lunch
So why would Danny tell me you took my lunch?
because Danny probably is covering himself up. Have you ever watched Danny do anything?
No, but I know Danny's not a liar. I know
Oh,
you to
you
be a
know
liar.
that.
I
Yeah.
know you to be
Okay.
a liar.
Okay. So now I'm a liar.
You have to be.
Okay, let me tell you something about a liar, okay? The only dude that can sit there and tell everybody in the lunchroom that I'm stealing their lunch, first of all, there is no way possible I could be stealing everybody's lunch. That dude is just flat out like, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe
Okay, so tell me
therapy.
this. Why are you always the first one in the break room for lunch then?
Wrong what?
Why are you always the first one in the break room for lunch?
Because always the first one because I'm the first one that always goes to lunch. But even if I was the first one to go to lunch and there was a second one to follow me, wouldn't you think that there would have been 15 other people that would have saw the same lunch going somewhere? Why is it that it's only Danny? Why is it Danny? Hey, so and so took your lunch. Bunch of bull crap. You ask me.
Bull crap. All right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Danny and I'm gonna get you, and we're
Yeah,
gonna
go
get to the
ahead, go
bottom of
get
it.
Danny. Go ahead and get Danny. I'd like to go and let Danny have a piece of my mind.
Okay, I'll go get Danny right now then.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get Danny right now. Yes, that was the cut of the scene, right?
Yeah.
All right. See, I'm crazy when it comes to that stuff. Are you ready? You wanna do another one to get yourself motivated?
Oh, I had a question about the MMAI agency in New York.
Yeah.
What do they like? What do they like specialize in? They do a little
Okay.
bit of everything.
So MAAI, we are we have two divisions with them. Our new face division is for training, and you guys go there to showcase at conventions. Okay, so they specialize. They're a convention company. They're the big dogs that have all your casting directors, all of your casting agency, so national agencies, etc., that are there, and then you go and you compete. Okay, in front of all of these different agencies.
Okay, do they have a lot of people already signed up to their agency? Like, will it be a lot of competition?
Well, they're not. How do I want to say? They're not an agency. They're a convention. So they're set
Mhm.
up in a different way. They're set up in a way of where you go to actually compete, and then you showing yourself in front of other agencies and national agencies worldwide. Now,
Okay.
um, as far as like a lot of competition, yes, you're gonna be competing among many other people. That's why we're trying to get you prepared and ready with the different types of training. Some of them will be free like we're doing now, but some of them will not be. And we just, and what we're trying to do is make sure that we can cover the costs of the convention with the cost of your training. So that
How much is the cost of the convention?
Well, this year it's an online showcase. So that's going to be included already with the 450. So you don't have to worry about that. But on a normal basis, our training for the year, but be prepared and have everything done it's gonna be 3,500.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will start not this July, but the following July. So if you're ready, I mean, if you want to do it, what I normally tell folks is take advantage of it now where we know what it's going to cost to go ahead and get you ready to situated for 2022. The reason it's showcasing online is because of COVID still. And
No, that's understandable.
yeah. Um, and so that's where we are at, and they are on maai.org, so you can see a little bit more about them. And then a little bit of your online showcase with a few folks that happen to be there right now. So we want to invite other people, so if you know others that are interested in wanting to be a part of this, or they see modeling being their dream, or acting, singing, dancing, what have you. MAAI is basically they are the one of the world renowned convention for very high award winning um, competitions that they have within their convention. So this is a whole lot different than what we're used to doing, because they're going to be taking you to that very next step, getting you involved with all those other agencies and whatnot. Now, we are also part of the national agency line of MAI as well. So you would be good as far as a national agency, but you can freelance. You can actually, not freelance isn't the right word I'm talking about. You can be non-exclusive to other agencies, so that you can be signed with other agencies, and then we would be your mother agency, gearing you along the way. Especially if there are some things that you're not sure about, or that you have questions and you want to know how these other agencies are functioning and things like that. Like, we can help you along the way with that during that time.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's a big deal. They've been around for 60 plus years. This would have been their 60th. Actually, last year would have been their 60th actual face-to-face convention, but it had to be online for 2 years. So that's where we're at with that. Did you have any other questions pertaining to?
No.
Yeah. And the other thing to talk about too is conventions are they are purposely set up fluently for showcasing, for competing. It's basically you being involved, like giving your best at that point. Most people get awards for like furthering their education. There are all kinds of things that they have that they provide there. The SLMTA is so excited to actually bring it. And as we get more information from them about different things that are happening and how to further prepare you for their guidelines, because it's a whole nother set, that's when we will get you prepared if that is something that you want to get involved with going into the next step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Did you have any other questions pertaining to SLMTA or the training that has been provided thus far?
No, because you kind of keep me updated. You do a good job of keeping me updated with everything, so it's not like I'm missing anything. I get the emails and they let me know during the trainings and texts, so I'm always like informed, basically.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And I appreciate that you're able to let me know how good of a job that I do as well, because effective communication, as we know now, is very, very important. So we're going to be doing more of this, more improv, more monologues. We got about, I got a whole PDF full of them, over 200 monologues. We're not going to do all 200, but I'm just saying we'll be picking different monologues that up to 2 more that I'll do with you, and then kind of get you prepared. Then and then we're gonna let you know what will happen next. I'm thinking somewhere's in between. We're gonna like have it this way. I'm gonna see what I can do about the Miami photo shoot thing for you, if that is something that you are still desiring to want to do. Because a lot of your online training that the online training already has, you're already doing. All right. So there would probably be about a week of that training that you still can do, but I'm not going to invoice on that because it's already there. But what I'm probably going to do then is you would be one of those that could attend the Miami photo shoot, which will be face-to-face training with photographers, agencies, and clients for different magazines and different advertising agencies and that. That's happening in June. We would just need to be sure that payment is in by 5 p.m. on June 11th. I think it's Friday, June 11th. And you can let me know about that, where you are with that during that time. If we have to set something up, like get you started on something and then set you up with something later or whatever. But
Yeah, for sure.
that would be the only other thing that I see happening right now.
No, I do. I want to make the Miami shoot for sure.
Mm. Yeah, so that's what we'll end up doing. We're gonna try the best that we can to help you with that. Um, and definitely share a like. I also want to bring this. I know this sounded like an advertisement, but I apologize. So
No, I'm good.
following the online training on YouTube, uh, please like and subscribe and give us the comments down below. We are located, follow us at SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, and you'll see the logo. That is our YouTube channel there. Facebook is the same. It is SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. And then we also are on Moda Pageant. Instagram, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm live, but I don't know if I'm live like in the sense of the same video presentation because on another platform. So again, everything is with SLMTA or SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, except for Twitter, which is models_SL. We do have a Twitter account as well. Anyway, so what we wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that there was any questions that you've had available about anything pertaining to the upcoming events or whatnot that might be lingering on you, or any comments about certain things that you think. Do you want to see more of something happening? Let me go ahead. I'll let you.
No, I was gonna say if anything comes to mind, I will just let you know, like through email or text. As of now, I feel like you're doing a good job.
All right. Hey, if you happen to see us on YouTube or Facebook and you want to be on one of our game show host program, so let us know because we are going to be doing some evening SLMTA, which will include gaming. And some folks could go home with, I mean, it's not a lot of money, but there'll be prizes. So we'll be giving away to just kind of help economically, I guess, in the process. But that's some things that we're going to be doing. We're also, if you know of any singer-songwriters that are interested in wanting their music out there, we are looking to collaborate to where they can do like live streaming concerts. And then we would go ahead and share royalties with them. We have our Patreon page as well. For those who are following outside, our Patreon page is www.patreon.com/SLMTA. And there are many giveaways and perks there as well. And that's going to help uh, future new faces, such as Malik here, who is doing the training with us the past hour and a half. We're looking for support to help them economically because of the different photo shoots and things that they would need to continue the process, as well as being seen by individuals. But at the same time, the reason we make our trainings live at least toward the middle of the trainings and from here on out, because we want to start sharing the exposure and having other agencies and photographers and that seeing what SLMTA is about when we're doing new face training, as well as producers, film producers, and directors, and that as well. So I appreciate the time that we had tonight, Malik, and I also appreciate the improvement that you have shown. I think that you have grown out a lot. That everything was good. You were on time tonight as well, so that etiquette is very well. Yes, yes, indeed. Thumbs up. Smash that like button. No, uh, I'm crazy. And also, just a little bit more good news. Not that I want to brag about it, but they did pass stimulus. So if you want to be smart on how you want to invest, but also in yourself, that is. So I did want to bring that up, but also being that you are an artist and you are signed with us, this year we have to get information from you. I'm not going to tell it to you live. I'll text it to you, but it's information so that you can start getting your 1099s from as you're getting paid.
Okay.
Yeah, like we want to make sure that we have all that. But yeah, so great. Um, any other information that you wanted to bring to the table, or any thoughts for yourself about what you want to do?
I know you probably want me to say something, but no.
That's still something. I mean, uh, uh, I don't know. No, something is better than nothing, I guess. And when you say no, then I guess not much to say about that. But okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so I think we're done about 15 minutes early. We were really done before then, but I wanted it to give you a chance to ask whatever that you want to ask because I'm a busy guy, as you know. But definitely share us with your friends if there are any others that are looking for an inexpensive way of wanting to build their dreams as well. I say inexpensive, even though that it might sound expensive in some areas, it's still like the least expensive compared to other companies. So, yeah, so we're trying to be very well established in that way. Um, Competitive in that way, I should say. All right, so that will be it for tonight. Just remember to redo your bio. You're gonna do the first 5 photos, send those, and then the second set of 5, or not bios, photos. There we go. And then you're gonna do the second set of 5 of the next 5 photos, send them, and then just keep working on at the party, getting all the expressions, everything that we kept working on today, because you're pretty much done with that. Now it's just working at it to the point that you could basically look at it and say, oh, I missed that word, and just keep going. You know what I mean? No, that's kind of where we're at with that. Any questions about the homework, or are you good?
I'm pretty much good. You said the first 5 photos again, then do the next 5.
Yeah,
Retype the bio now that I know what you're looking for, and that's it, right?
yeah, and then just keep working on at the
Oh yeah, the monologue.
yeah. So, and the other photos, they just need to be retouched, as we explained before. The other ones you're gonna kind of do just for fun, just try to mimic what you're seeing there, and then going from there, and then I can give you my thoughts about it, and then we'll go from there. I just need you to remember to send them in 2 separate emails. The first 5 in one email, and then the second 5 in another.
Okay, I can do that. Keep them separate. So 10 photos, bio, and at the party monologue.
Yeah,
I got
it's a
you.
little bit now. If some isn't quite ready for Tuesday, I mean, we're gonna still have a jam-packed day on Tuesday. If not, then we would just have to, we'll work with what you have. But we, let's just go from there and see what happens.
Okay,
All right.
I can do that.
Well, if there is no other questions, then that will be it for our training for this Saturday. And it was great seeing you again. And I'm sure that those who are following us were as excited, and probably excited for your improvement as well, especially compared to only even 3 weeks ago. Great job.
Thank you.
Have a great night. All right.